Ashley Russa founded Roux Events in 2019, an event management company with a primary focus on supporting the growth of organizations and community leaders that foster equity, diversity, and inclusion initiatives. Ashley is the project lead at Blax Friday, an accessible list of Black businesses in Arizona, and met the goals of building a website, app, and online event this past June of 2020. She serves on the Local First Arizona Steering Committee, WFSA Annual Luncheon Committee, and Board of Directors at the City Center for Collaborative Learning. Ashley partners with stakeholders and leaderships at hotels, co-working spaces, and event venues to strategically plan how to serve the community as a whole, IRL and virtually. Please share what diversity, equity, and inclusion mean to you and why they are important, particularly in an applied academic setting like ours.
Wonderful question. I'd love to tell you what diversity, equity, and inclusion mean to me. Diversity is a spectrum of identities, whether we're externally identified or internally identifying ourselves. It's the diversity of not only our race, gender, but any other religious, marital, economic, a number of other identities that we take on. And so when we say diversity, we are looking at the spectrum of all of those identities. And then with inclusion, this is the opportunity of creating a space, physical or mental or virtual, but being able to take all of these diverse identities and putting them within a space of inclusion. And with equity, this is our bridge. This is our access point. And so with equitable practices, you're able to take a diverse group of individuals from diverse identities and put them into a space virtually or mentally or physically, and then be able to have equitable practices where they get to know each other. And that's what DEI means to me.
What is your approach to understanding the perspectives of colleagues, friends, or acquaintances from different backgrounds?
I'm all about the story of an individual, their experiences. So through courageous conversations, which is a protocol that I'm able to rely on and approach in consultation, we're really able to talk about the experiences of an individual. And so through that, whenever I meet a potential partner or a new colleague, friend, I always ask them their story, getting to know them and who they are.
How can we advance equitable outcomes for students and young professionals?
This is tricky because, it really starts with asking, having a listening session, a listening opportunity. So to ask this question is really being thrown back your way to truly ask other young professionals on some of the access points to resources that may be helpful, opportunities in partnering on initiatives that are community-based. These questions are really great to ask of young professionals. And then as we ask these questions of diverse young professionals, we then amplify that message and try to build upon what they're asking for. So that would be my suggestion, is to ask.
What advice do you have for educators and researchers when it comes to using emerging technology and data in ways that are effective and anti-racist?
The numbers, data, analytics, so important when it comes to anti-racism, because truly we're able to show disparity when it comes to wealth, when it comes to access, when it comes to resources, when it comes to a number of different data points that can be found in showing a story, showing how areas are being affected and how certain areas may be more privileged than others. And so it's very important for us to track data, which we know. I would like to add upon that in tracking the data within the margin of error. Tracking that under 5% or whichever percent you use on most data gathering information. We really want to track what's under that 5%. And I specifically speak to this in the state of Arizona because a number of Black and African American identifying individuals fall below 5%. And so if we aren't collecting the data on how many businesses are being built, how many schools, the community, healthcare, marital, if we're not tracking any of that, we truly do disappear within a community and a nation. So data, very important, which we all know. So let's track all of the numbers.
Our last question is, from your perspective, what is the most useful change we could implement to address the inequalities present in higher education?
Absolutely. Wonderful question. And again, from my perspective, my opinion, I really feel it falls upon representation. So having diverse leadership and leading by example within that. So we're able to truly see our community within our senior leadership, and as well as having a pipeline to leadership. And so instead of looking at your staff as you'll always be in this entry level position, having the opportunity for mid-level, and then the opportunity for C-suite, and even board and stakeholder opportunities, truly diverse leadership, and then transparency within that leadership, really starting to shift and restructure systems so that we are open about how we're building policies, how we are moving forward with initiatives within the community, and what's our true messaging behind that. And then thirdly, I have to again plug Courageous Conversations with Glenn E. Singleton. Check them out and really start to learn how to have conversations around race professionally within the workplace or at institutions, from my perspective.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Is there anything else that you'd like to share or?
Sure, yes. I always tend to leave some of the DEI sessions that I'm able to facilitate with just a message of love and really approaching these situations with empathy. Obviously knowing that there are individuals that harbor hate and may, express hate, and knowing how to distance yourself from that certain energy, but also in turn seeking out those who are trying to show love and humanity and really understand each other. So I would just love to leave with that, is that we really get to know each other and have more conversations.
I love that. Thank you so much.